Good morning from the cabin.
Welcome back to Svalbard, a remote island close to the North Pole and home to our latest off-grid outpost. We've bought a new cabin nestled in the wilderness, far from the comforts of electricity and modern conveniences, but surrounded by the raw, untouched beauty of Svalbard's nature. After more than 30 years under the care of its previous owners, Torsten and Heidi, we are now taking over this beautiful property and making it our own. We're spending our first days at the cabin, getting a feel for the place and figuring out how to make off-grid life work smoothly. It's all about learning the ropes and settling in. If you're new here, I'm Cecilia and welcome to Life in the Arctic. I would love for you to subscribe, especially with the polar night coming up, our favorite season. That's 3 months of total darkness and there's so much happening that you don't want to miss. And honestly, imagine if we make it to 1 million subscribers. That feels absolutely unreal. But for now, let's jump straight into off-grid cabin life.
I slept really well. You can imagine just how quiet it is here. Not a single sound. You just hear, the wood stove and the creaking and the cracking of the fire. And the weather looks absolutely wonderful. So we're gonna go outside and start the day with a coffee in the sunshine. God morgon. It is such a sunny day. So sunny. This little window in the kitchen. You know when you find a place in a home that you just love? This is it for me. I don't know what it is about this little teeny tiny kitchen, but I love it. I love the little color and the light and the way it's just a little cute nook.
Coffee refill, please. It's a really nice day. The weather is excellent, I would say. Splendid. Yesterday Grim was super happy and did like zoomies. And I was like, what did he found now? And he was eating some old reindeer. And today he puked. And then it's fine. He's eaten breakfast and drinking water, so he seems fine, but a little bit tired. Jag du lite trött?
Vi har ju sagt det, Grim, man äter inte död ren från tundran. Inte gott! Kaffeservice.
Tack. Varmt och gott.
What I absolutely love about everything in here now is it's what the owners have left, and they've collected all of this for 30 years. So they have all of these very nostalgic Svalbard memorabilia. Like this is from Ny-Ålesund, the research village, more north. So we said we're going to keep all of the cups and everything that is, Svalbard, and it feels very like taking over somebody's cozy Svalbard cabin, which I think is cute. Okay, let's go outside. Oj, vad man känner att det är höst. There's a very distinct fall feeling in the air today. It's getting colder. God morgon. God morgon. Gud vad bra. Good morning. Oh, the sun is toasty. Today, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna kind of find out what we're doing with this cabin, I think. Take a lot of measurements, make a plan. Kind of write down everything that we need. Because the thing is, when we leave here, we don't see this cabin again until, you know, winter. So what we need to bring with us is a very detailed plan of what we can order and what will fit. Because when you're out here, you don't have anywhere you can go and get anything else, you know? So you really need to make sure that you have everything that you need.
The cabin is located about 30 kilometers from our village Långbyn and is only accessible by boat in summer and by snowmobile in winter. The previous owners could bring their boat right up to shore at high tide to unload supplies, then secure it to the mooring buoy they installed, which is now part of the property we've purchased. However, our boat is too large and sits too deep in the water to bring that close to shore. Though the ocean here appears calm, it conceals many challenges. The depth can shift dramatically from 15 meters to just 3 within seconds, and the area is littered with large, hidden boulders that are impossible to see when the tide is high. Since we can't use the mooring buoy, anchoring our boat further out isn't a good option either, as shifting weather and high winds could cause it to drag anchor, potentially wrecking the boat. So this time, a friend brought us out to the cabin and returned to the village, leaving us here, essentially stranded in the middle of nowhere, and we love it. That isolation does come with the need for careful planning though. There's no way to replenish supplies once you're here, so you have to know exactly what you need and be fully prepared.
Yes, so today we're just gonna take a bunch of papers and a bunch of measurements and start thinking, what do we need? But it's good that we've been here for a few days. And also, what we're probably gonna do is we're gonna use his system or their system for everything. And we're just gonna update some of the things that haven't been updated for 30 years. We saw a photo from 1997 with the same curtains. And in that photo, we also saw that everything else was on the walls. So, you know, I think it's time for a new era. But we're going to keep, like I said, all of these cups, all of the kind of different Svalbard memorabilia.
Yeah, nice cups.
Welcome back to another episode of Internet Security Tips with our head of Internet Security, Grim, and our amazing sponsor, NordVPN. As Grim mentioned in last month's episode, in the wild world of the internet, you need more than just a wagging tail to be safe. And some of the most common cybersecurity threats Grim sees every day are 1. Phishing attacks. Hackers create fake websites or emails that trick you into giving away personal information like passwords or credit card numbers. 2. Malware. Malicious software can infect your device, allowing hackers to steal data or take control of your system. 3. Public Wi-Fi hacks. On unsecured public Wi-Fi, cyber criminals can intercept your data, such as login details or financial info. That's why NordVPN and Grim is your best friend online. A VPN encrypts your data and masks your IP, hiding your browsing, identity, and location while keeping you safe from hackers and trackers, all with just the click of a button. Head to nordvpn.com/Cecilia or use the code Cecilia to get 4 months for free on a 2-year plan. It is all risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it out for yourself right away. Thank you so much to NordVPN, and let's head back to the video.
All right, I think we shall make some breakfast today. Christopher wants knäckebröd. Today I'm gonna have for breakfast dry tech. This one is crunchy granola, and all you need to do is put water in these. Ooh, I think that's it. Christopher's. Let's chop the coffee up. It's just so beautiful here. I don't know what to say. Can you imagine how many like adventures we're gonna have here together?
And summer, this summer, I mean, it's absolutely incredibly beautiful. But for winter, when you know all of this is going to be snow, so we can go skiing here, and I just look forward to really just a next step in the Svalbard life. This is what Christopher has been dreaming about for 10 years. He's always wanted like a proper off-grid cabin. I have a feeling you might think we're crazy. But this is exactly what Svalbard is all about, you know? Outside of Longyearbyen, there is no phone reception. The only thing I will use my phone for is photos. There's no service at all. And it's always been one of my favorite things about cabin trips. We are getting Starlink, which contradicts what we're saying now, but we are getting Starlink for the one reason that if I have Starlink here, I can also stay for longer and I can work. Since we don't have any electricity or anything, we're not gonna have it on at all times. I will just hook that up or put it on when we would need to maybe upload something, upload a YouTube video. But for now, we have nothing like that, and it is like, it's a wild feeling. I don't know how many times, if you think about it, how often do you just go offline? How often do you just turn off your phone for days when nobody can contact you? The only thing we have is my inReach, so we can send satellite messages. So we have just asked Christopher's friend who drove us here for weather updates. That's a good thing. You can also request a weather update through that service. That's like the one thing we need. So we know that when we want to go home, we can go home. Okay, so here we have the temperature. It says 8.2, 15.3, 7.6. This one I think is in the sunshine. So I'm gonna go ahead and think it's around 8 degrees outside. Also, what we have here is the high and low tide. When I tell you that the people here, Torsten and Heidi, that they had everything prepared, they had. And everything is so useful. So here you have the whole chart for what time it's high and low tide. So we are using this to tell our Harald, when he's picking us up, what time he can pick us up, because we have to adjust it to the tide. Pretty cool, isn't it? We have not seen anything from the polar bears that are in the area, which is good. Hello, good morning. 10 out of 10. There's Cecilia. Hi. A little morning toilet break. Lovely. It's very nice to have a bathroom that is outside, you know, of the main house. I feel like it gives a little bit more privacy in the teeny tiny cabins. But I also know that in the winter, it's cold. It is cold to walk here.
Lite kort. This was everything we had now. This I can change when we have some more, find some more wood. But it will do for a while. Ugh, ugh.
I need to get my face ready for the day. I bring micellar water and I bring these just cotton pads. And that's how I clean my face. You know, morning and evening. A little bit of a toner. We are now going to start planning, and we're going to take all of the measurements from the entire cabin. So when we come home, we can order IKEA this fall. Well, next time we come back, it's probably going to be in winter. So we need to have all of the measurements with us. But we can quickly also tell you what our plan is for each room. And then we're going to see together if that's what happens. All of these ones on the windows, we're going to take those down. I've hit my head on this about 10 times, like this. So in these curtains are mounted. So we're gonna get a different kind of curtain. I kind of think this is cute, Christopher, and I wouldn't mind having like a little curtain rod and those types. Because I don't want to make it modern in here. I want to keep it cabin. But this one's gonna come down on all of the windows. It also takes away a little bit of the light, I've noticed. So that's gonna happen. Then we're keeping this color, because why wouldn't we? It's such a vibe. I think it's so cute. We're gonna use as much space on the walls as possible, and that is so typical in these cabins, isn't it? Put everything just on the walls if you can. We're not gonna do much, to be honest. I think we're gonna have as little as possible here, because the kitchen is already so small that you wanna be able to just cook. Well, not me, but Christopher wants to be able to cook. We're not gonna try to make this a modern cabin. Like, for now, we're just gonna keep the charm of it, but just change the furniture basically.
1,53, 57.
All right, so here in the living room, we are gonna get rid of all of the furniture because they smoked in here. So, you know, there's a smell in the furniture. So we're just gonna change the furniture. We're gonna do basically the same setup, because it gives you the best amount of space, doesn't it? We need to make the most of it in here. So we're gonna buy a corner sofa. We saw one at IKEA when we were there that we really liked. That was kind of like farmhousey. On this side, we're gonna have the same sort of storage for glassware, is that what it's called? For glasses and everything, and maybe games and stuff. Keep this configuration. But now we need to take the measurements for the sofa and for the table. 56,5. I'm taking the easy route when it comes to mapping all of this out. But I think it's turning out pretty good. We're now going to move to this wall, which is going to be the drying wall. We need wood.
Yep.
I'd like double the size of this, all the way here. Don't need that one. I don't think we need it. I think we're going to have another one on the other side instead. And then we're thinking helmets up here. Down here we want hooks like this, so you can hang up your mittens and anything that needs to dry. And then I want this height, another shelf. When you come in the winter, first thing you do is you walk straight in because it's so cold outside. You take your helmet off, somebody starts a fire, and then you just pile up all of your wet stuff and your helmet and everything, and you want it to dry as fast as possible because you might need it, you know, 2 seconds later.
Till hit så är det 1,80. Så då kan du ta 1,80 här. This is a bit of awkward corner. Goes in here and we have the window. I think we should do shelves. Maybe 3 shelves here. And get these like boxes. So you can store things in. Like when everything dried you can have gloves and I don't know, like everything you have in a space like this. And up here, probably nothing.
So when you come in, I think there should be shoe shelves here. And then the shelves Christopher was talking about here. And then I think on this side, we should just have a bench. With probably storage in it. Okay, let's take the measurements for shelving. Bench. This is what I'm all upp här.
Den går kanske rita ovanifrån bara.
Ja, jag ska jag måla 3D. Okej, ja, det är väldigt mycket smartare att måla ovanifrån. Du är inte dum du. For some reason my brain just went 3D on all of the other ones. I'm like, I have to do this like the room is. I can just do it from above. Sometimes I just don't know how my brain even works, you know? Okay, so we're doing this like this. My proportions here are incorrect. Du ser att det där är en trea, en väldigt konstig trea. Okay, so in these rooms, they have built like custom kind of bedding. We're gonna take that out because we don't need a double bed in here. We need the space more. And we already knew what we want to buy for this. Yeah. We want to buy one of those IKEA day beds that turns into a double bed if you want to. So we're gonna put against that wall one of those.
10 ut till den här. Här inne tror jag inte det blir så mycket beställningar överhuvudtaget. 70.
We will be keeping this bed. We're just gonna buy new mattresses. We're gonna buy a bigger commode here. I like that there is a shelf. We can actually keep this or just buy a similar one. And a bigger mirror. Very good to have this because this is kind of where you know, get ready for the day, or because there's no bathroom in a place like this. It's just the outhouse. Behind this door we might buy, I don't want a big cupboard. I don't think it works. But I think we should put up something. One of the most important things, carpet in here.
Yeah.
A big as one as we can get. So let's do those measurements.
2,16.
The reason why we always order from IKEA isn't just because I'm Swedish and love it, but also because it's the most practical option for getting furniture to the island. We don't have any furniture stores here, so everything has to be shipped from the mainland. IKEA makes a great choice because we can bundle a lot of items into one shipment, which is crucial since the process is quite expensive. First, we pay around $300 for IKEA to ship everything to northern Norway, and then another 300 or so per pallet to get it on the freight boat to the island. We'll then load all the IKEA items onto sleds and transport them out to the cabin by snowmobile. It's going to be quite the adventure, and I cannot wait. We're aiming to make the trip in February when we'll have a bit of twilight to use as daylight after the polar night, and enough snow cover on the ground to travel smoothly. That means we'll need to place our order by December at the latest to make sure everything arrives in time. I'll share more details about what I'm planning to order for each room in an upcoming video, as I could use some help with creating the right vibe and figuring out the layout, especially for the living room.
Let's go for lunch. See what we're gonna eat for lunch. Ska du följa med? We promised to not eat any more reindeer bones. I just put the food here when they arrived a couple of days ago. We see what we're gonna have for lunch. Noodles, egg chopper, fried sausage. We're gonna have beef stew. And we can go see what they have for food. They have like they have a box with like emergency food here. Like everything here, like out here in these sheds you have like not survival suit, but like a snowmobile suit, gloves, underwear, everything. If the cabin would go on fire, start a fire or something, you can always run out here and take some extra clothes. So it's a smart setup. Here we have some survival food. Then you have meat, beef with potatoes, and then you have beef with potatoes. You have beef with potatoes. You have reindeer stew.
No!
You have this snurring.
Nej.
Lapskaus.
Nej, vad fan!
Och brun lapskaus.
Why is it only lapskaus?
That's good. Or some other more lapskaus and some more lapskaus.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with biffgrytan. I'm gonna go back to the first option. We'll leave the emergency food for an emergency.
Alright.
I'm gonna go for beef stew.
You have all the tools in here, and then you have all the woods, the logs. This has Torsten and Heidi used as a fridge to have so it's just a frigolit kassa. But I think we're gonna have a fridge in here because like we have all the batteries in here, so it's quite easy to put a fridge close to the batteries. And we're only gonna use it summertime, and I think mostly we're gonna use it as a freezer, especially if you stay here like 1 week or 2 weeks, because then you need to have everything frozen anyway. So that's how we're gonna do it, I suppose. We also have to think about the polar bears so to have the fridge out here is probably a good thing, and keep the cabin away from food. Yes.
Hi. Hello, hello. I think I'm gonna make myself another coffee. I'm also gonna take off my pajamas. I think would be a good idea. Du inte vara med. Babysunge. We're not leaving our dreamy cabin in Långebyn to move here permanently. This new cabin is our off-grid outpost, a place where we can immerse ourselves even more deeply in nature and embrace an even simpler way of living. It's a retreat where life slows down and the distractions of the modern world fade away. It's funny, really. Despite already living in a wonderful cabin that's somewhat off-grid, we still find ourselves craving more. More simplicity, more solitude, and a deeper connection to the natural world. There's something about being out here, surrounded by untouched wilderness, that makes you yearn for an even quieter, more secluded existence. It's as if the more we simplify, the more we seek. When I first arrived here on Svalbard 8 years ago, it was the nature that truly captured my heart. Every day we get to experience the beauty of this world, breathing the crisp, fresh air, hiking the towering mountains, and watching wild animals roam freely. Even now, 8 years later, I still find myself in awe of my surroundings. We plan to use this cabin year-round, both in summer and winter. The only time we won't be able to access it is during the polar night, when boat season has ended, but there isn't yet enough snow for snowmobiles. We will spend a few days here at a time, or maybe even longer, soaking in the solitude, exploring the nearby wilderness, and enjoying fun adventures with friends who visit. It's our own little adventure outpost. And as I mentioned before, this has been a huge dream come true for Christopher, so seeing him this excited makes my heart incredibly happy. Since we have polar bears here on Svalbard, I always need to carry polar bear protection. Especially out here, because you know where our cabin is, it's so different because it's, you know, a lot of people out and about and a lot of noise from, you know, the airport and cars and stuff. But out here there's nothing, so there's always a little bit of a bigger risk to run into one when you're out like this. So I have a flare gun here, and then I have the rifle. And that's gonna be, you know, very good. This is so good for just scaring, but this is for life-threatening, you know, situations, because they'd be dangerous. What a day! Grim, lämnar du mig? Vad har du i munnen nu? Stop carrying this piece. No. I have to.
As you noticed from picture from the cabin, you can see it's sloping, and It's the permafrost who moving every year from summer to winter. And I'm going out. Today it's Wednesday. We're going home tomorrow. But I'm coming back on Friday with a friend. And we're gonna lift the cabin up. So we have all the tools here. We have like a compressor and some pillows that the pillows in the rubber that lift the cabin so you can stack it up. So that's what we're gonna do this weekend to try to get the cabin straight again. So not the slippery slope. It's particularly one beam in the middle who is has moved more than the others. So we're gonna focus in the middle part of the cabin. And after we finish that, we just have to see how the cabin stands, so then we can try to fix the rest. I've done it in a few cabins before, but I'm not an expert on it, but I think it's, you know, if you take it slowly and just see how it stands, it will probably be good. If you have a couple of days for it, it will turn out fine. So
we're now going to take all of the canisters that we use for all the water that we don't drink, and we're going to go fill them up in the running water, because since it's just the beginning of autumn now, any day it could drop 10 degrees and everything freezes. Yeah. We don't really know. So it's always better to just fill now that we know that we have water and store it. I cannot get over how beautiful this evening is. Look at this. Oh, it's 9 p.m. now, so it's still very light. Absolutely gorgeous. You can feel it's colder though. Definitely feel that it's colder. Goes so quickly, you know. This is so good. Otherwise, getting water would be impossible, you know? Whew. The fact that we have water this close to the cabin is just incredible. Otherwise, if we didn't have this, we would have had to try to find a glacier stream that was walkable, you know? But carrying water is, you know, it's so heavy. Just carrying these 20 liters up to the cabin, which is 20 kilos, you can't do that for very long. And then if you don't have water, you can't do dishes. Everything becomes difficult. But with this, everything becomes easy. Oh, we can fill everything we need here for dishes, for if we want to try to, you know, wash our bodies, we could heat that up and we can do like an outdoor shower. It opens up all of the possibilities. It really does. And then all we have to do is bring drinking water. And what's so good is we bring that during winter and then you just put it here. And that's, you can do the same with this. You can just store it in the room, by the bathroom, and it freezes and then you can keep using it. Very, very good. Okay, continue working here. Take it in.
You can drink this water in case of emergency or something, so I don't think you're gonna get sick, but it's probably good to stay out of it. So if you just can, if you have the possibility to take water from home.
All right, last one. Ooh, what fails me is my grip. you know? I need to get stronger in my hands. Oh, no wind and blue everywhere. Oi! Damn, that was heavy. Also, like Christopher said, you can drink this water if you have to. But since, you know, you never know what's in it. So if you can avoid it, that's always good. You can also probably boil it, which would improve it. But since we have the possibility of drinking or bringing drinking water, it's just a little bit more of a safer bet. Thank you so much for watching. I'm beyond excited to share this new adventure with all of you. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. If you've already subscribed, I love you guys. Cannot wait to see you in the next video. Okay, love y'all. Bye.